We are here. We are here. Episode 98. Episode 98. Don't hold yourself back. Don't hold yourself back. Keep it pushing. Keep going forward. Don't be your worst enemy. There's people out there that's praying for your downfall. Um, so don't hold yourself back. Make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do for you and you continue moving forward. Don't hold yourself back. Episode 98, 100 Simple Life Truths. I am your host. You are here, you are abundant, you are listening, you are loved, you are learning, you are great, you are on the road to perfect. And you are not holding yourself back as well. Don't hold yourself back. Um, I got some motivation. I got some serious motivation, some serious outlook onto my future and the things that I'm going to accomplish, the things that I'm going to be doing, the lifestyle I'm going to be living. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to get that motivation. It's beautiful to get that insight and to see everything that you planning on just coming to fruition, right? It is October 27th. It is 8:33 a.m. It's Sunday, I believe. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're gonna get right into this one. I'm gonna make it semi-short, quick, easy, simple. So y'all can go about your day. Y'all can go to church. Y'all can go to enjoy your Sunday. You know what I mean? It's the Sunday before Halloween. Like I said, I'm trying to release episode 100 on Halloween night or Halloween day because I may go to a hockey game that night. Haven't decided yet. It's probably gonna be a same day decision, to be honest. So I might decide maybe tomorrow, depending on how I feel. Um, depending on, I gotta see the teams. I know my team is playing the Flyers, Philadelphia Flyers. They're playing the Blues. My team, the Blues, is playing the Flyers. So I got to see what the record is and what is the chance of us actually winning that game is, because obviously I want to go to a game that my team is going to win. And I feel like I'm talking extremely fast. So I'm going to slow it down. We're going to get into this episode. And yeah, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. Much of the fear we feel is a result of the idea we build up in our minds. Correct. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both correct. So once you tell yourself or your mind believes that you can do what you can do, you'll do it. All that fear subsides, and it goes into the last. I believe the last episode, or the last maybe 2 or 3 episodes, where it's just get up and do it. Just get up and do it. Our mind knows what we fear and does a great job of using that against us when we try to put in new and uncomfortable situations. I watched this video the other day, and it was of this little kid. Not even a little kid, it was literally a baby, maybe not even a year old. And the baby was just playing with a snake. And playing with the snake so nice, so calm, everything was chill, there's no issues. And the parents were just like, oh my God, he should be scared. Da, 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 da. But the video was just emphasizing the fact that a lot of things are taught. Fear is taught. Fear is taught. I want to say racism is taught, but yeah, a lot of things is just taught. Like, we don't go into things inherently afraid. You know what I mean? We have to see it in other people. We have to see it in movies or TV, or somebody has to tell us, "Oh, that's dangerous," for us to be like, "Oh, okay, now I'm gonna be afraid of it." Nah. Most times, most things that we're afraid of are false. Are false. It's just something that was told to us, and we just live by it for some odd reason. Uncomfortable and unfamiliar territories are generally the breeding ground for growth. There's no comfort in your growth zone, and there's no growth in your comfort zone. That's basically what that says. Uncomfortable, unfamiliar territories are generally a breeding ground for growth, and they are not a friend to our mind, which prefers remaining in the status quo. For this simple reason, we sabotage ourselves by not moving forward. 1000%. 1000%. Um, you got to trick your mind into believing or knowing that you can complete every task or you can survive every situation that you put yourself in. Right? You have to believe that. You have to trick your mind into believing that, rather, because the mind is designed to keep us, not necessarily. The mind is designed. I'm trying to think of how to say it. The mind is designed to keep us. The mind is designed to keep us safe, right? And if it perceives any danger, is going to think us out of that situation. It's going to think us out of jumping off that cliff, knowing we have the parachute, and it's going to make us not do things that we can accomplish. Positive thinking is simply the practice of encouraging the mind to feel all the things that it can do right. Exactly. So stop focusing on the things that, stop letting your mind focus on the things that are negative or that can go bad in a situation, and focus on all the things that can go right in a situation. And if something does go wrong in a situation, you deal with it. It's simple. We deal with whatever. If it's going bad, we just deal with it. But you don't want to live it twice. You don't want to think about all the negatives and then you're killing yourself by thinking about all the negatives when you can just think about the positives. And the more you think about the positives, the more you focus on, the more is likely to happen. So if you focus on the negatives, the more negative things will happen to you. If you focus on the positive, the more positive things will happen to you. Simple as that. Our lives are perpetual journeys and we don't have a reverse gear. Right? You may take a wrong turn, but you're still moving. The longer you turn your head and wallow in that misstep, the further you'll stray from the path you want to be on. Exactly. We're all going to take wrong turns. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to fail. But if we take those failures, we take those missteps, absolve them, understand them, and keep it pushing, the quicker we can get back on the right path. But if you sit there and be like, "Oh man, I failed," and you want to cry and wallow in that loss, the longer it's going to take you to get right back on that path, because you're going to think yourself out of the possibility of you succeeding. So take the loss, understand it, feel the feelings of losing, right? Feel it, right? I'm not saying don't have feelings towards the loss or don't understand that you lost, right? But feel it. It's cool. But after that, get up and go at it. Go get what you got to go get. There really aren't any wrong turns. You are whatever you are. Since that's the only place you're at for the moment, there's nothing to compare it to. That's another thing that I haven't mentioned in a while on the series, I feel like, is living in the present. You are what you are in the moment. You don't compare yourself to the past. Don't compare yourself to the future. Just be who you are in the moment, and everything else will work out. Right? You can compare yourself and be like, "Damn, in the past I would have won, or in the past I would have lost even worse." None of that matters. You can say in the future this won't happen. Yeah, of course it won't happen, but you have to get there, right? Time moves at the same pace for everybody, so we need to do what we got to do and utilize the time, right? The same second that you got right now is the same second that I got right now. And if I'm not doing anything within those seconds, within those minutes, those days, those hours, and you are, not to compare, but I'm not setting myself for positive success in the future. So yes, you can feel bad for losing or feel bad for missing out on whatever the situation is that you're going through. But what are you doing about it? Just sitting there being sad about it? No. Take the present time that you have right now and move forward. I don't know why I'm so tired today. And move forward. Right? I was just downstairs. I was watching a bunch of videos. I was getting this knowledge because I got some information that I may be graduating early. So I had a timeline, right? But now my timeline is cut by like 20%. So now I have to fit 100% into the 80%. So I gotta rummage through a lot of information that I was planning on learning later, and I gotta do it now. And it goes into why put off to tomorrow what I can do today, right? So my mindset now is just to learn as much every single day. I'm no longer satisfied with 1% better. I need to be 5, 10% better every day. I need to get closer and closer to my goals, closer and closer to the mindset that I need to be at every single day. And the only thing holding me back is myself. So, as per this title, don't hold yourself back. Me telling myself not to hold myself back. And you need to tell yourself not to hold yourself back either, because you are the only one that is in control of how far you go in life, right? You may think, oh, you got a manager, you got I don't like calling people boss, but you have a manager. Cool. What are you doing to succeed and excel and propel yourself to better in this world? They can't push you as much as you can push yourself. They can't see greatness in you if you don't see greatness in yourself, if you don't display greatness within yourself outwardly and inwardly, right? You have to know within yourself that you will be great, and you have to show it, and you have to have that bravado that you will be great no matter what. No matter what someone thinks about you, no matter how many times you fail, how many times you succeed, right? Because you can have one good win, right? One good win, and then after that, you can just take nothing but losses. But even within those losses and those wins, you got to still have the same mindset that you will be great, that you are greatness, and that you are still on a journey. You still are learning. The journey only ends when you stop moving, right? It only ends when you stop going after that goal. You take the loss and you never go at it again, you lost, right? But if you're going after your journey, you're going after what it is that you want to be, and you take a loss and you get right back up and you continue going forward, there's no loss there, because you just take a lesson. It becomes a lesson, not a loss. You only lose when you stop. So stop stopping, keep going at it full force. Stop holding yourself back. Stop holding other people back as well. Encourage the people around you. Um, because like I said, I want rich friends, and it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with rich mind, body, spirit, rich in character, rich in motivation, rich in abundance, and just rich in life, right? Nothing to do with money. The money is a consequence of being rich and all those other things. The money is gonna come, right? And we all want money. We all want to be, and sometimes it's not even money. Some people just want to be comfortable, and comfortability comes with having the resources, having the money to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Okay, there really aren't any wrong turns. You are whatever you are. Since that's the only place you are in the moment, there's nothing to compare it to. If you have clarity about the direction you want to head in, you can use it to get back on course or pave a new road out of your current situation. 100%. As long as you know what you want to be and you don't lose focus on that, within the losses, within the setbacks, within the wrong turns, within the stoppages, right? We all hit red lights, right? We all hit red lights, we all hit detours, right? As long as we know the path, we'll always deviate right back to it, right? You may hit a red light, there may be a crash in front of you, and then you gotta go to the left, you gotta go to the right, whatever the case may be. As long as you keep your bearings and you understand that, all right, this wrong turn is going to set me back maybe 5 minutes to get to my destination, but I'm going to still get to that destination, you have no worries in this world, right? You have to continue to stay fervent on your beliefs, stay fervent on your mission, stay dedicated to your journey, and take the blows, take the missteps, the mishaps, the wrong turns, the setbacks, take them all in stride. Take them on in stride and continue to walk in the direction of clarity, mentally, physically, clarity that you know at some point you're going to get to that goal, right? And we all have, I'm a big proponent of having a calendar, having a set of things that you need to do every day, right? And you may mess up, you may not complete everything you need to do for that day, but as long as you jump back in it, the timeline the timeline is okay to change as long as the goal gets completed in the end, right? You may say you want to do a certain amount of things, you want to accomplish something in 5 days, right? May want to read this book in 4 days, right? And you may read it in five. You still complete the goal, right? So we take all positives out of every negative situation. We take all positives out of every negative situation. When we further carve the clarity our choosing purpose, when we further carve and clarify our chosen purpose on this planet, we'll start to realize when we hit roadblocks that many of them are self-imposed. Correct. 100% correct. Some of our roadblocks is like me. I used to procrastinate a lot. I used to procrastinate so much that it became a thing that I was just the procrastinator, right? I would say, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I wouldn't do it until the next day. And that's a self-inflicted wound. That's me hurting myself. I'm not hurting anybody else, right? But myself, because my goals are for betterment of myself, and in turn it will better the people around me, because the better you are, the better the people around you have to become, or the better the people around you will become. And sometimes it's a topic for another day. Sometimes you have to adapt to the people around you, in terms of, if they're not growing, leave them where they're at and find people that's equally yoked, right? Or going in the same direction as you. Yeah, we create our own, with our mind, and physically, mentally, and in other ways we create our own barriers, right? Like me, I used to procrastinate, and that wasn't helping anybody, but it was hurting me, right? It was only hurting me by procrastinating. We give ourselves reason not to take the leap, and that is a sure sign that we're allowing our fears to get the best of us. And again, fears are only created by the mind, right? Once you jump in and just get straight into whatever that fear is, and you go at it, that fear is gonna dissipate, completely dissipate. Trust me. I've been in that situation where I'm afraid of roller coasters. I'm afraid of roller coasters and heights. Not necessarily the heights, because I travel a lot. I'm always on planes, but heights in terms of going at fast speeds in open space, right? So roller coasters. And my sisters, every time we go to amusement park or whatever, get on roller coasters, they always force me to get on them, and I get on them. And as soon as I'm on it, it's like, what was I afraid of? So I'm sitting here living the fear twice, the whole line. You guys know Six Flags. I'm on the line for like an hour and a half trying to get on this ride, and the whole time I'm just scared, like, bro, what if something happens? What if something happens? Not realizing that within that hour, that ride went around 70 times. It's just a bunch of people, you know what I mean, got on and survived, got on and survived, enjoyed it, survived. And I'm sitting here worried, like, what happens? I'm thinking the worst out of the situation that I've never even seen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm living something potentially twice, but definitely before it's even possible. Right? You can sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna fail this test, but have you failed the test before? And if you did, okay, that means, what did you do after you failed that test? Did you go back and study and reevaluate the questions you got wrong, and really understand the question that you got right, just so you could go back into that test with a better understanding and actually pass it? If you fail the test, the second time you take that test should be a breeze. You should have no fears, right? Because you're given an advantage of already knowing what to expect. Going into the test the first time, you don't know what to expect, so it's okay to fail. You know what I mean? It's okay to fail, as long as you take a lesson within that failure. As long as you learn, especially it's a test, you have to learn. But as long as you learn the things that you need to learn to succeed in that test, right? And with the roller coaster, I'm sitting there panicking, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. The roller coaster is gonna malfunction. I'm gonna fall off. The harness isn't gonna be good. Whatever the case may be, I might have a heart attack on there, and not realizing that in my own thoughts, everything around me is just working out so perfectly. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's having a good time, and I'm sitting here panicked, right? And then my time comes up for the to get on the roller coaster, and it's like, I'm shaking. I'm sweaty. I get on it. The roller coaster takes no more than 2 minutes. I have a good time. I get off, and I'm like, yo, let's do that again. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. Just go out and do it. If something bad happens, we'll deal with it when it happens. But 9 times out of 10, you're focused on things. You're focused on the negative possibilities when it's all positive outcomes around you, right? Focus on the things that's going on around you. When you want it more than you fear it, you'll get it. I don't have to say anything about that. When you want it more than you fear it, you'll get it. When you want it more than you care about the opinions of others, you'll get it, right? When you want it more than life itself, you'll get it. This sounds a lot. It sounds very David Goggins-esque. When you want it that much, there's nothing left to do but get it. The things that I want, and the things that I want, I'm working towards, right? I'm gonna get it. I'm 1000% gonna get it. I know that because I know me. Everything that I ever set out to get, I've gotten it eventually. Even if I say I want to do something by the end of the year and I don't do it by the end of the year, eventually I do get it, right? And that's what you need to do. It's not about, sometimes the goal isn't about the timing, it's about the execution, and it's about staying on the journey, right? You say you want to do something in 5 days. If you do it in 6, you still succeeded, right? Don't take that as a loss. You gotta really understand the goals that you have, understand how much you want them, and put in the perfect amount of effort and energy into how much you want the goals. If you want it more than life itself, if the life that you want to create, because the life that I want to create, I need it in my life, right? I need to live this in my life. I will live the life that I want, and I want it more than anything in the world right now. So I'm putting every step forward into getting it. Every chance I get, I'm studying, I'm learning what it takes to be in that position. I'm learning what it's gonna take for me to succeed in the position, and what the mindset that I need to be in that position. So I'm already living as if I'm already in that position, so that when I do get that position, it's proper preparation prevents poor performance. Prepare properly prevent the principles from. I'll get it right, but success is when opportunity meets preparation. So you have to prepare for the lifestyle that you want. You have to prepare for the goals that you want to achieve. You have to already live life as though you already achieved those goals, so that when it comes time for you to achieve those goals, you already live in it, right? um let's say a driving test, you have to live like you have to drive, you have to take that driving test as if you've been driving your whole life. It has to be so easy, so second nature to you, right? And I failed my first driving test. You know why? Because I don't really know why. And it's crazy because I think I was more in my head about passing the test than anything. Because I've driven before taking my first driving test. I took lessons, and like I've driven with my friends and stuff. But I failed that first test because I hit the curb when I was parallel parking. But then that second test, I drove so smooth and so relaxed, and I hit the curb on the parallel park again on the second test, and I still passed because she was like, "Yo, I understand that you was." She could tell that I was just in my head. It's a whole nother story for another time. But you got to understand that you have to set goals that seem so big and so grand. Goals that seem so big and so grand that you want it more than you can even imagine. And you want to see yourself win. Wanting to see yourself win and being your biggest friend, being your biggest fan is crucial to success, right? You have to motivate yourself, and you have to know that you can do it, because he who says he can and he who says he cannot are both correct. So don't hold yourself back, please. If anything, just don't hold yourself back. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from succeeding. That would be the worst thing you could do in life. It's easy, but with baby steps, you can slowly liberate yourself from the self-imposed prison we build in our minds. Yes, the prisons are layered and built within each other. It's crazy. I am a criminal justice minor, and my last course was about the prison structures and the different types of prisons and facilities like that. So this is interesting. With each step, you'll break free of one of those, only to discover another, and that's okay. Life wouldn't be much without new challenges. Listen, you're going to be facing challenges no matter how rich, famous, how many goals you complete. There's always going to be another goal. There's always going to be another um journey to go on. You're never free from excelling in life. You're never free from another challenge or another goal that you want to accomplish. You're never free from that. And that's okay. Life wouldn't be much without new challenges, right? We need challenges in our life to feel meaningful, to feel like we have a purpose. With each step, you'll conquer fear and acquire new strength. Yes, each step, baby steps, big steps, small steps, medium steps, all these steps that we're taking to on our path to get to where we need to be are all part of the journey, right? And each baby step is getting us closer to where we want to be, is giving us that much little bit more knowledge, that much little bit confidence that we need to just explode in greatness, right? Take time to reflect and celebrate those triumphs. They'll help you move forward 100%. Take time to enjoy the baby steps. Take time to enjoy the um the journey. the journey. Take time to really enjoy the journey, enjoy the baby steps, and take inventory of where you are, right? Take inventory of where you are in life and always make sure that you are moving forward. Write down what you want to accomplish for the day, and at the end of the day, write down what you did accomplish for the day. And it may not be the same. It may not be the same. You may want to read 100 pages, but you may have read 90 pages. You may have read 103 pages, right? And check off all the positives, understand all the negatives, and then reevaluate the negatives and do better the next day. Because you can take the negative and hate yourself for it, be like, oh my God, I failed today. But no, you just tack that on to the next day. Then you'll start to learn, okay, time management. You'll start to learn priorities and certain things like that. That's gonna make the journey easier and more fulfilling for you. And life is just life, right? We all go through our challenges, and that's all I have. That's all I have. I'm working on a bunch of things. That was episode 89. 89. I don't know. Even getting up to this episode has been a challenge for me, right? Because I set out to do this by the end of the year. I completely destroyed it. Completely destroyed it. Like unexpectedly destroyed it, right? The series came out way better than I thought it would. I'm happy with the product that I put out. I hope you guys are happy with the product that I put out. And I can only get better, right? I can only take the constructive criticism, what people say, and I may not agree with them, but I listen. You always listen to the constructive criticism, and whether you agree or not, you know what I mean, you can get some sort of insight on what it is that people see. And with that being said, that's the end of this episode. I have a bunch of things to do today, and I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are living good, enjoying life. I know I'm living good, enjoying life, and I'm on a journey, right? I'm enjoying the journey that is life. I'm enjoying the journey that is life. Um, Understand that the pain that you feel when you're on your journey, the losses, is only part of the knowledge that you need to propel you forward. So it is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion in which the physician within you tries to heal your sick self. Therefore, drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. I love ya.